This month, we're talking Vicious Mustang. Are you ready? So coming out of SEMA last year, you might have seen the Vicious Mustang from Timeless Customs. It's wide body, twin charged, and fantastic. If you're like me, you always wonder, I wonder who the person is behind that got all those systems to talk and work together. Well, that person is Erik Reinertsen. Now, Erik is the proprietor of Hardwired Performance. It's a custom motorsport wiring shop, and he also works at Timeless Customs. Before I tell you too much, though, let's have Erik tell you how he went from student to master.
Just go for it, I guess.
Okay. So I guess start by telling me kind of your background.
Okay. Like kind of all the way to the beginning when I got started?
Yeah, I mean, all the way, think back to high school, because that's kind of where our target is. Where were you at 15 till now?
Well, let's just start off I think I was in my junior year of high school where we had like a work experience program, and I got lucky enough that actually my dad owned like a restoration shop back when I was younger, and I took the work experience class and I did it at my dad's shop. He was cool enough to let me just basically take off the last period of school and go and apprentice at his shop and just kind of feel out all the different positions that they had there. I did that for a year, and then senior year of high school, right away, man, I got to work at a custom shop out in Simi Valley known by GTS Customs, and I worked there for, I would say, I think it was about 9 years. I think I worked from age 18 to 27 there, and I would honestly say that was probably where I learned most of my stuff. And then from age 27 to now, and I just turned 34, I've been working here at Timeless Customs out in Camarillo, California. Okay. So I'm actually limited as far as like how many different shops I worked at. I've mainly spent my time at those two shops, but outside of that, I've helped with little projects here and there for other people in other shops, but that's pretty much the background of it. Okay. So, I mean, you I guess you didn't go to community college. You went kind of straight from high school. Harry had the background. Yeah, so you went straight to it. Okay. Yeah, there was no kind of occupational school, no formal training or anything. Like I said, that after that year apprenticeship, at my dad's shop, which was more or less, like I said, it was everything from sweeping floors to learning how to spread Bondo and how to weld and things of that nature. I went right into GTS Customs, and I pretty much from that point, everything that I do in like the custom world, like now, I pretty much learned it all there. Okay. So, did you, let's say when you were 15 to 18, since you're kind of already working in it, did you always want to build or do restorations? Did you always want to build custom cars? Actually, no, I guess. I think like most of the guys I kind of grew up with, basically like age 15 when you started to kind of really get an interest in, you're about to get your first car, you've been saving up from summer, just doing little odds and ends, you want to buy your first car. Like any guy my age at that time, all I really cared about was, I wanted to have something cool, but I wanted to do a stereo and I wanted to do that. So, I had an interest in car stuff, but I didn't really have a plan of wanting to get into this field, I guess. I didn't really have any aspirations to want to be like a custom builder or in the restoration world or into classics or customs or anything at the time, really. I just knew that when I was old enough to get my first car, I knew I wanted to have something that I can call my own. But outside of that, like I said, I didn't really have too much interest in what I do now, I guess. Okay.
So looking back from where you are now, what would you tell yourself at, let's say, high school? Would you say take this path? What recommendations would you have, or what would you change?
You know, I don't know that I would change too much, besides maybe I would have, if I could go back and tell myself, maybe to be ready for what I'm going to get into, I probably would have, believe it or not, I probably would have told myself, knowing what I do now, I probably would have told myself to maybe go and do like some electrical engineering classes and stuff like that in college, because right now I do specialize in more the electrical and wiring aspect of all these builds, and it's stuff I've learned over, you know, the last 17, 18 years I've been doing this, but it would have been nice to have had that knowledge going into it originally, just for the sake of, I feel, maybe it would have saved some headache of having to do all the research and all the work on my own during these last 10 years, you know.
Right.
Because like right now, you know, like the hot thing we're doing, you know, like the pro touring scene is exploding. I mean, as I'm sure you know, late model powertrain swaps into cars are the hottest thing right now, you know. So whether you've got 65 Nova, 69 Camaro, 65 Mustang, late model drivetrain is the way to go. And right now it's a matter of keeping up with the current trends. Like I said, if I could go back and probably tell myself, like, hey, you're gonna probably end up doing stuff involving the control systems of all these swaps, maybe I would have gone and done maybe, like I said, maybe go take some electrical engineering classes, maybe even go into some more specialized classes, like maybe go take some like ASE certified stuff for as far as like engine control systems, ECU, maybe go to like some specialty schooling and get involved more with like I guess dealing with the actual programming of the ECUs and stuff like that, rather than like right now, you know, when you get asked to do something, it's something that either A, you haven't done before, and then now you got to sit and spend hours trying to figure out how you can do it. I think if I would have already had that in my bag of tricks, it would have been pretty nice.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
You know what I mean? But I think that's one of those things where no matter what, you know, we're always going to be kind of playing the catch-up game as far as that's concerned, but being able to kind of see it coming would have been nice.
Okay. So, do you think someone for your background, let's say in custom wiring or custom automotive stuff, should have let's say a bachelor's degree, associate's degree, or can they just go kind of follow you doing kind of the school of hard knocks? You learn it as you go, or do you think, like you said, you wish you would have taken some classes? Would that get them ahead?
I think it probably would definitely give you an edge, but having gone through the school of hard knocks, if you will, myself, I feel that for me personally, like being able to kind of jump in and use my hands and figure everything out, I think that made everything more relevant to me, but that may not work for everyone.
Yeah.
Obviously, having the knowledge base beforehand helps. But I definitely also still kind of stand behind the thing of even if we have a guy walk into our shop right now, you know, that's looking to start off in an internship or something like that, and they've got all the schooling and whatnot, you still can't guarantee that guy knows his way around the toolbox or knows his way around any of the tooling or material needed for building a custom wiring harness, or, you know, plumbing a fuel system for a 1500 horsepower twin turbo car.
Right.
A lot of that just comes from real world experience.
Okay.
And I think that is probably one of the most important things.
Okay. So outside of education, what are the nice to have skills that kids today need to kind of get or hone as they go through school or move into a career?
Most important skills or things to have, I would definitely say people skills, I guess, because there's been instances where we've had people come through either this shop or my past shop, when you get these young guys that are fresh out of school that just don't know how to deal with people in general. I guess that just kind of comes down to more of socially awkward, which kind of leads to weird personal and like little idiosyncrasies. Definitely an open mind is a good thing to have, because even if you do go to a school and you learn a lot of skills and a lot of proper ways to do things, in this industry there's still other ways that it should be done outside of like your typical engineering aspect. I mean, a really, really good understanding of your tools and your materials that you're going to be dealing with, that's huge. That and just, I mean, experience, you know? I mean, even if it's just messing around with your own stuff, if someone walks in and, you know, they've got 6 years of schooling behind them between either going to community college or to a trade school, if they've never put that kind of stuff to use, I don't want to say it's worthless to have that education, because like I said, I think having the knowledge in your bag of tricks is great, but having experience putting it to use makes a huge difference. Even if it is spending a ton of time trying to use those skills and those bits of knowledge and then failing, it's still fine because you learn from your failures too. You know, so whether it's you learned, you know, how to wire, you know, something as simple as wiring up a stereo in your car, and you think that because you heard something or you read something in a book that you can try it, you think it's going to work better, and it doesn't end up working better, guess what? You can check it off as something that you've learned, you know, that doesn't work, and now you should try plan B.
Yeah.
So that I still stand behind. I think experience is the best thing to have coming into this industry, especially it's tough when you're taught, you know, you're saying that you want that from the younger guys, because you know, you get an 18-year-old guy trying to walk in the door, and it's hard to be like, hey man, like, how do you expect to walk into this industry without 5 years experience? You know, it's impossible.
Yeah.
But even just tinkering in your own garage, I mean, if someone could come in and offer, you know, just, you know, hey, I've been messing with this car that, you know, even if a guy pulls up in front of the shop and some like just kind of clunker car that they built when they were 13, you know, that just shows that they got the determination to stick with something, and you know that they've learned and practiced different skills and techniques on that project of their own. Right.
So I guess the last question I'll ask is, what other advice do you have for just kids in general today? That, you know, yes, they can go to school. No, they don't have to go to school. I mean, just anything in general. I mean, what are you telling your kids? I mean, they're kind of in that age. They're getting towards there.
Yeah. I mean, I tell my kids, and just any kids in general, really, I mean, you just got to work your ass off. You know, that's what's really going to get you there. I mean, no matter what it is you're going for, I mean, if you want to get into this industry, and just like many other industries, you got the older crowd that's been kind of running the roost for so many years, or decades even, that, you know, like some of these old timers in the automotive industry, you know, in the custom world, you got some of these guys that have been doing this for 30, 40 years, 50 years even, and, you know, guys like myself that are coming in their mid-30s, and when I started really at a high-level shop in my early 20s and late teens, there's a lot of those guys that don't want to take you serious. They don't want to give you the time of day. They kind of brush you off. So you kind of got to go in just showing them you're willing to work, and then you earn the respect from some of those older guys. And those are the guys that then, when they feel, you know, that you're going to put in the time and the effort to really get at it, they'll open up and they'll give you so much knowledge. So really, I mean, the best thing to do is just kind of, you know, get up and get to work and just start putting in hours. It's anything you really want to go for, you know, no matter what industry you're trying to get into, I think you just got to work for it. It's probably the most important thing I can tell anyone.
Perfect. It's good advice. I hear that a lot lately. Just get out there and go get it. Go do it. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, it's tough because, like I said, it's a tough thing to do when there's so many people that want to really see you fail.
Yeah.
But you just, You know, you got to get out there. You got to go for it. You basically got to put everything aside, you know, no matter what anyone's going to tell you, because you never know. You might run into some guy who's going to treat you like crap, but when he sees you busting your ass, even if it's just a sweep of floor in a shop, he's eventually going to, you know, he'll turn, and then he'll open up and take you under his wing.
Yeah.
That was kind of my experience. You know, like I said, I started off really just kind of sweeping floors, and then some of the guys at my dad's shop taught me little tricks, and then at the shop following that, you show them that you want to show up every morning at 6 a.m. and leave at 6 at night. They'll teach you anything.
Now, don't forget, I'm still looking for interviewees this year, so if you've been in an industry for 15 to 20 or more years, I'd love to hear your story and what feedback you'd give back to your 15 and 25-year-olds coming up in the next generations. Contact me. We can do it by messenger, we can do it via phone, or perhaps in person if we're close enough to each other. We'll see you next time.